Today's guests discussing the importance of early education and the impact it has on children learning and development. Educator Sandra A. Johnson.
Welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Tune in at 11, good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show, got the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show. 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 Look out.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, this is Smooth Tim, and welcome to another terrific Tuesday on the Queen Silvy Show. Definitely, we appreciate you tuning in and enjoying the show along with us. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce you to the world's funniest comedian, the world's sexiest granny, and the host of the year, co-host of the year, the everything of the year. She is just absolutely amazing. Queen Silvy.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in the world today. Yes, I am all that and more, baby. Look, and I'm hot.
I can't even sum it up in words.
That's
well,
all right.
I can if I ask you, how are you doing today?
Well, as always, I am supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious,
Yes.
I suppose. See, that kind of sums it up.
Well, you know. But you know what? I am amazing, Smooth. You are amazing, as well as our amazing guests that we have on the show today.
You know, we have on today's show going to be discussing with us the importance of early childhood education and development, the impact it can have on child learning and development.
Yes.
And she is with the Head Start here in Ohio, and Sandra Johnson. We're going to welcome her. Can't wait to talk to her.
Yes.
That's going to be amazing. And also a little later on in the show, Queen, we're going to have some Sylvia Mid.
That's right. Ooh, get ready for Sylvia Mid. Listen.
And I believe the contestants, Lauren Hartfield.
I wasn't going to give the name, but yes, that is the contestant coming up for week 3 of Sylvia Mid.
You was not going to divulge that information.
Hey.
See, I got loose lips, sink ships.
That's
what can
all
I
right.
say? Hey, some quick announcements. Our hearts and prayers go out to the world. Again, when they're dealing with the pandemic, we're glad to see the world leaders all get together and, hey, get some unity going, a little bit of love around the world. It's nice to see. And I guess, U.S. is going to be nice to donate millions and millions of doses of vaccine to help cure that. Thank you. I would like to take a moment also to let you know, if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see some scrolling text with our website, www.thequeensilvyshow.com. Get there and join our Friends Club. Tell them why, Queen.
Because I said so.
Because she said so.
No.
Wait a minute. I thought
Listen,
there was more to
we
it
love
than just
paying
that.
it forward. We love giving away gifts. Listen, and it's free. Just send us your information and get yourself hooked up.
Absolutely. Also, if you're looking for some affordable jewelry, and everybody's looking for affordable jewelry, no matter who it's for. Foxy 5 Jewelry. Foxy, the numeral 5. Let me get my hand at 5. The numeral 5 and jewelry. And they've got some beautiful stuff. Or get hold of Monica Wright on Facebook. 2 different ways you can get there and take a look at that stuff. Otherwise, let's see here. Let me shout out some analytics real quick from last week's show.
Okay.
The United States, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom,
Shout out
Canada, Venezuela. I wonder if it's kind of warm down there this time of year.
to you. I'll take it.
We'll take it. Mexico, India, Brazil, Africa, and Peru.
Shout out to you.
Thank you very, very much for tuning in to the Queen Silvy Show.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, hey, if you are watching this live, listen, know that Smooth Tim, myself, and the Queen Silvy Show love and appreciate you. If you're watching this later on in the day on the podcast, listen, hey, our love is everlasting. We love and appreciate you. You do have time to spread the word for the Queen Silvy Show going live right now on all of your favorite social media platforms. This is a very important topic that we're talking about. Listen, if you're a grown person, then you know things change, but yet our children are our future. This is some important information right now, especially with all of this loose time that these children have. We're going to put some ideas in your head to help keep them motivated and want to learn and do great.
That is important.
It is extremely important. Smooth, were you done with the announcements? I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I was.
See how I knew that? Yes,
knew that.
indeed.
You are absolutely amazing.
I know, I am amazing, but
Yes,
you
you
are
are.
amazing as well. And you are as well on this terrific Tuesday, the Queen Silvy Show. The lines are open. You're more than welcome to call and ask our guest a question, give a shout out, or holler at Smooth or myself. The number again is 817-602-0577. That's the number to the Queen Silvy Show wherever you are viewing and watching this. If you'd like to, leave it in the comments section. Any questions or comments for my guests, you're more than welcome to do that. Smooth will get that out to them. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Queen Silvy Show. Before I begin my conversation with my guests, what I'd like to do at this moment is I'd like to share some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. It takes a big heart to help shape little minds. I mean, it's not what you do for your children, but what you've taught them to do for themselves that will help make them successful human beings. See, if you want your children to move mountains, you first have to let them get out them chairs. Because education is the most powerful weapon we all can use to change the world. So let's face it. You might not be able to promote the future for our children, but we can at least prepare our children for the future. That's right. And those are some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Ooh, there's that audience. You know me, right? I charged them last night, so our audience is ready, baby. They is fully charged.
Obviously.
And they are
You-
on. Oh,
you paid them last night?
Man, listen, I hooked them up.
All right.
I hooked them up. But you know what? You can hook yourself up and someone that you know. Spread the word. Let someone know. Whether they have a small child, know someone with a small child, or if you are pregnant and going to have a baby, listen, it is important that you start now. You start when it's in the womb. Read them a story. You start when they're out that womb. Do not wait. Because I want to say this first, Smooth, because I know a couple people. But don't wait and don't put it off on the educator to make a difference and start your child out right, okay? Because then you'll get in school, oh, it's the teacher's fault. No, it starts at home, boo-boo. It starts at home. But hey, a truly passionate queen making a difference in the lives of families and children. 27 years serving the community, supporting families, professionals, and children. She is here today to discuss the importance of early education and the impact it has on children's learning and development. She's a board member of the Ohio Head Start program with a master's in arts and education, a BA in social work. I could go on and on, but trust me, this woman knows her schmizzle. You thought I was going to cuss. No, I'm not. She's also a parent, family, and community engagement coordinator from Toledo, Ohio, the Glass City. Representing, I introduce to you Sandra A. Johnson. Ooh, there's that audience. Hello, Sandra. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, you
I
know
feel
what?
honored.
Well, it is an
be
honor
here.
to have you on the show today. Perfect timing as well. We've had this pandemic. We've had schools in and out. of functioning. We've had stress within the homes and all of this around our children who are very moldable and impactful. So I'm glad to have you here to share some insight and things that we can do to help make a difference besides depending on just you blessed angels who are making a difference for our future. Your journey first began with a Head Start program in which you are currently a board member of the Ohio Head Start program. What inspired you to choose this path?
Sylvia, I began this journey as a parent in Head Start. As a parent in Head Start, I came in with a high school diploma, and I had 4 babies at the time. And my children came through that program and had such phenomenal education staff and family service support staff who kind of encouraged me to participate and volunteer in the classroom. And the program offered things that provided opportunities for parents to grow and develop themselves while they were providing the education for the children. And being a parent who began to accept those opportunities and participate in the parent engagement portion of the program, which offered education for parents, which offered opportunities for professional development, which offered opportunities for leadership and advocacy, had so much to offer. Those doors opened up for me. And as they opened up, I was strongly encouraged to continue my education and to move forward. And it taught me the importance of that early education for my children and how it will put them in a position for themselves to be successful. So I am passionate about it because I have the experience and the knowledge, and I've gone through the system myself, and I can't think of a better place to start with your children than that early education.
Absolutely, and hats off to you for that very thing because you took it. You was at one step and you saw the potential and the gift that you obviously have because everybody can't do it. I mean, I too, participated with my 2 children when they were little. I think it's part of the protocol for the parent to at least every now and then to volunteer. Ride on the bus with the children. I did that. I was sitting on the floor helping them. And that's great. That also helps you when you go home and helps you interact with at home as well. But, for somebody that's unaware, share the vision and the purpose for the Head Start Association.
So the vision of the Head Start program as a whole is to empower parents as well as educate children to be able to move families that are struggling and having economic challenges, but move them to self-sufficiency. So that whole program as a whole provides that whole support system around the family and not just the child. And that education piece for that child is to help put them on a lateral playing field with other children that parents may have the financial, stability to be able to pay for education. So Head Start's whole concept is to empower the family as a whole and not just the child, but to help get some sustainability and some stability for that family and help that family move from that level of poverty into more self-sufficiency.
Head Start is that little hand that helps hold and get you up and start you off and bloop, put you out on that right path there.
Yes.
And I think that's even more important to a working family, a working mom and dad and a single mom. I mean, if both parents are working, then the child's obviously getting some development neglect in that regard. I'm sorry, but what she's saying is so important. Get these kids that education. That's a wonderful opportunity.
So with Head Start, the Head Start, we're here in Ohio. Is it worldwide? Is this program available in all states? And is it for just low-income families, or is there a barrier?
So it is a national program throughout the country. The services are offered. Every community has the potential to be able to develop it based on its own community needs. It's everywhere. It is for low-income families, but there is room for families that are over income. And we also service children with disabilities. So children who have special needs are more than welcome. We have to provide that environment for them to be able to address their developmental needs, as well as children who are who does not have those challenges.
Absolutely. Now, you know, when I say early childhood education, I'm referring to the period of time when, from a child's birth to when they enter kindergarten. What's that? About 4 or 5 years old?
So Head Start itself started out with serving children 3 to 5 years old.
Okay.
About 25 years ago, they initiated early Head Start, which provides early education for children, for prenatal, from parents pregnant all the way up to 3 years
great.
old. Research has shown that education, as you stated, Silvy, does begin in the womb. It starts there. What they're taking in, what they're hearing from their environment that they're living in, that child's learning development. The minute that child's auditory system begins to develop, that child's learning starts. So that auditory, meaning the minute that child's hearing begins to develop, that child's learning begins, because at that time the hearing and his cognition, the thinking factors, are starting to develop, and he can hear what's being said by mom and dad, he or she. They can hear what's being read to them, as you talked about reading the books. Those things are happening, and so language skills are being developed in the process while they're in the womb. That auditory system that's being developed allows them to at least get some kind of sense of what those languages sound like. So yes, that learning begins at 0, and that ongoing development and the opportunities there to catch any developmental issues or concerns that a child might have is so much better to catch those as early as possible.
Absolutely.
And starting at a baby, not just waiting till they get 3 and 4 years old, giving them that opportunity to get on that lateral playing field with their peers who have some sustainability and who are stable.
You are absolutely correct and on point. In fact, you probably answered my next question, which is why childhood education is important. Is there more that you want to elaborate? Because everything that you just said is definitely on point. And I hope that this is registering with someone, registering even with an adult who has a niece or a daughter or someone that is becoming a parent. You know, the books, we never have an instruction book at how to be a mother and a parent. We learn as we go. Today, here on this Terrific Tuesday, this is a learning lesson. This is telling you it is never too late. Don't wait until the child is in high school and done messed up and then want to knock you in your head, because, you know, it all starts at some point and you can make a difference in that there. So is there more that you want to elaborate anyways, as far as why education?
We're talking about that baby's learning starting at 0. If your baby comes out and there's a delay in his hearing or there's a delay in his language skills, and by the time that baby get 1 year old, there should be some signs, some communication. When we thinking like, what do you do? One of the questions people asked us, what are you doing with the baby? There is so much that the baby should be doing. When a baby is babbling, that's a baby's form of communication. So let's say you get a baby 6 months old and that baby has not babbled in 6 months, and you are not aware, especially if you're a new parent, you are not aware of what should be happening with this baby developmentally. You're missing out on opportunities to catch those things that can be fixed early. So the importance of that early education, it involves the whole development of that child. What's happening with your baby? Where is he? What stages? There's a thing called Ages and Stages, a screening tool we use called Ages and Stages that shows where this child should be at 1 month, where this child should be in his development at 2 months, looking at that child every single month and emphasizing the importance of his wellness and his well checks and where his learning, where he's at in his learning development at that time. So it's so important that you start as soon as you can. If you can start at pregnancy, the minute you start to getting pregnant, that plays a role. Those prenatal care plays a role in that child's development. So yes, that's why it's so important to start at 0 from the point of, I just found out I'm pregnant.
Absolutely.
Make contact with Early Head Start.
Got to put that
Find
effort in.
out what you can do to get those support services.
Absolutely. Smooth.
I got a couple of questions coming in from some listeners. And let me read 2 of them because they're kind of associated, if I might. Anne asks, how would you deal with a child who is not behaving properly?
So in our systems, we have several curriculums, and what we do is we determine what that child's need is. Remember that children's behavior, for every behavior, there's a need that's not being met somewhere.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
it's a matter of, just like when they're babies and we're like, okay, he's crying, he needs milk,
Yep.
he's crying. We immediately look for what the need is. So behaviors are there because there's a need. So somewhere in there, we as facilitators, the teachers that are in the classroom, we look at what's happening with the child. What are the triggers? What's triggering him or her to have this behavior? Find out what those triggers are, and then try to see what you can do to eliminate those triggers, or try to see what you can do to support that child to help him understand about those triggers. Those behaviors they come from levels of emotions. That child is having some emotional things going on somewhere. Something is driving that behavior. So we don't need to see it as a bad child, but we need to say, what's driving this behavior?
Cry for help.
What's causing this? And look at that and try to see what's happening in your environment that you can do differently to change that. So monitor when those behaviors are happening, what's happening to cause the behavior, and then find out what you can do differently in your environment, or what you can offer that child differently during that time to help him or her adapt to whatever's triggering his behavior.
What was the name of her?
That was Ann.
Ann. Thank you, Ann, for that question. I hope it helped. I mean, because we all have to put in effort. The infant, the child, we all are. You got to know those cries for help, those things they do for attention, trying to tell you. So that's great. Anything you?
Yeah, let me get to part two that I was said, because they're kind of associated.
I appreciate that.
Now, this one you'll really like. Okay. How would you handle a difficult parent? As an educator, I've dealt with a few in my time.
Okay.
So, dealing with, again, parents, there's a purpose behind whatever that challenge is that parent is presenting to you. So sometimes it's a matter of getting to know the parent to find out what's behind this. So most of the time, I've had a parent who come into my office and they're really struggling with something else, and keeping in mind first that you are really, while you might be the target of that energy, you are not the source of the energy. You're not the reason for the energy. They just don't have anywhere else to direct that energy to. So it just happens to be at you. So the first step would be to remain calm yourself, then acknowledge whatever their cry is or whatever their concern is by just reiterating what they're stating to you calmly, and then asking them if they don't mind having a seat and kind of talking you through that. I think, again, it's just like the child with the behavior. There's a need there that needs to be met, and being able to try to meet that need. And then we also do referrals for mental health if we see that it's something way beyond what we can address. But we do our best to meet parents where they are, in whatever state of mind that they're in.
Okay, Sandra, let me ask you this, because, I've seen this happen before. The child, is obvious there's something going on in the home with the child, when you see these behaviors. And then all of a sudden, here comes the parent storming her butt in, wanting to lash out at you guys for some stuff. What do you do with that? Maybe mom has the mental problem. I don't know, but how do you handle it when it's at that stage, when you realize it with the child? And before it can be, solved or resolved, here comes the aggressive parent, and who's obviously dysfunctional in somewhere.
So in our area, in our program, that's one of the benefits of Head Start and Early Head Start, is that family service support staff that we have. And what they do is, what we need to always do is establish a rapport with our families. Once we establish that rapport, because we've dealt with a lot of difficult parents, but establishing that rapport allows us to first be able to take into account the environment that they live in. What are some of the challenges that parent is facing, and help meet mom there. And then if there's a need for greater support in terms of like some mental health, making some mental health referrals, we do that. And we try to do it in a way to where we're supporting that parent through that process, and not just sending them off to someone else. And again, it goes back to, there's something going on. There's a need there. What is that need? What's happening that's causing this mom to be in this state of mind? or to be, to be filled that way. So our team is very good at establishing rapport with our families, and that doesn't keep us from seeing that there are some that are very challenging. But even with those, it's about that relationship.
Absolutely.
And I think that makes a big difference in how we address those issues when parents have to bring those conflicts in.
Right. As a parent,
our teaching staff and our home and our family support staff, they do home visits, so it gives them an opportunity to build those relationships.
well, that is really absolutely great, Sandra, because there are so many people out here who has children, and first of all, if they're having an issue with themselves, they need to deal with it and get that together, because it will rub off and get in on your children. It's said that the United States trails other countries in early childhood education. Why do you think that is?
I don't believe that we trail other countries in early education. I think that we do it differently, if I can say. I know that other countries have a lot more rigid systems in place systematically for their education. So the priority, I think, is greater. But I think that for us as America, because Head Start has been around almost 60 years now. So that speaks to our country's commitment to the early education, to the education of our children. But I'll just say, for my part, I believe that there's other countries have a lot more rigid system when it comes to education.
Right.
And sometimes that break, and the difference in even the cultures, because our U.S. culture is so different from other countries. Other countries have they haven't really evolved as much as we have. And so you talk about the family systems, because I think that plays a major role in what's going on with our education system.
Well, I was just really putting it like that so that you could stand up for the United States and put it in check. Like, yeah, that's what they say, but we say, but I was slick with
that. Comes into an interesting question that one of the viewers has, and you talk about the rigid education system and the way it's more family. In some other countries, don't shame my family by acting or behaving a certain way. What is your way of disciplining my child? This is Chevette.
Thank you, Chevette.
You asking what is the role of disciplining
What
child?
is your way of disciplining my child?
We have several parenting classes that we teach where we teach conscious discipline. And we teach ACT class that kind of looks at how, what strategies you can use for discipline. So time out, one of those strategies, it's a pretty old strategy, but that one should only be used per the baby's age. So let's say the baby is 1 year old. That baby shouldn't be in timeout no longer than about a minute.
Right.
That's it. Right. And then as far as discipline, we steer away from what they want to call corporal punishment. And we use a lot more communicating with the children. We use strategies of redirecting the children, finding ways to change the direction in which they're thinking, or help them problem solve what they're going through. So communicating with them, accepting them where they're at, acknowledging what they're feeling, and then helping them to rethink what needs to happen, to process what needs to happen. Those are things that we do in the classroom.
So let me ask you before we take a commercial break here. I remember, because I once was, how do you feel about that paddling? Remember back in the day when you get in trouble, you getting paddled, you getting whacked, you going in the hallway.
When you took a trip to the principal's office, you knew your butt was going to get whooped.
Oh man, I'm standing in the hallway like, what, should I run out this door? I'd rather deal with
let's applaud the old days.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Do they do that anymore?
That's not happening anymore.
Because
that's so corporal punishment.
That is considered corporal punishment. Right? I know we did not call it.
I'm suing somebody.
We called it discipline. And asking me how I feel about it, I won't tell you that I didn't have fears, because I did have fears of the paddle, and it kept me in line and kept me on a straight and narrow path.
Right.
So I'm not going to even, my judgment of it is it was effective then.
This is not an endorsement.
Yeah, things have changed so bad these days. You talk about paddling a child, and that child liable to shoot you. It's really challenging for our children, and it's not even funny because they've seen it somewhere else. They've watched or seen or been around this, and they think that this is okay or this is the way to handle situations. And at a young age, it's terrible. And
yes, because it's traumatic.
Yes,
it's traumatic for a child.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now when it comes to healthy development, and I'm talking the birth through 4 or 5 years old. What can we do to because it is an incredible period in a child's life, whether they realize this or not, it is.
Right.
But what can we do to ensure that our children have a strong foundation for our future development? I know pay attention is very important. You must look at the signs, pay attention, take notes, give your own self homework on your own child. But what else can we do?
So your question is that you're asking what else can we do to ensure
for our children, what else can we do to ensure that they have a strong foundation for future development?
The best things are, first of all, ensuring that your baby is getting his or her regular well checks, going to the doctors, getting those physicals. You want those hearing and vision screenings completed for your babies. You want your babies to be tested for lead. Children who have high lead levels, those are some of the children you might see some behavior problems with. And some of that deals with their cognitive thinking, and that lead really impacts how they are reacting. So you want to make sure that your children are getting their physicals. You're maintaining those routine doctor appointments with your doctors, and talking about and learning about what should my baby be doing at the age of 9 months? What should my baby be doing at the age of 3 months? And all of those intervals, each one of those are stages of growing and learning and development. And your child should be at a certain place within those time frames. So be aware. If you can read books, go to the library and read some books about what stages and ages and stages are, and where should my child be at those stages. Look into your community for the early Head Start programs, and there are some of these programs are different in different locations, but there's early Head Start and Head Start are throughout the nation. And there are other parenting programs that provide parenting support for families. There's so many. And I know in Toledo, we have oodles amount of programs that are out there that's able to support parents through their journeys in pregnancy all the way through the children getting into high school. So I just want to encourage parents to please seek out opportunities to get some support systems and find out what's available for your learning and your child that's going to benefit your child.
Absolutely. If you don't know, ask. And you know what? These days, technology make it where you don't even have to leave your home to get started to find out on that. That is very important. So, hey, we're going to take a break right now. I'm going to get some commercial breaks in because these are people who have a purpose and they have a service to offer for you. And when we come back, we'll have more impactful conversation on the importance of early childhood development from Sandra A. Johnson right here on the Queen Silvy Show. Hi, I'm Queen Silvy of the multiple award winning The Queen Silvy Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Silvy or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah. Hey,
Hey, oh, we're back. Where did our guest go?
I don't
Our
know.
guest
But she
left.
will be back in a moment.
I'll
We're having
jump
a
in.
great conversation
I'll jump
with
in.
the magical Sandra A. Johnson. She's like, boop, boop,
I jumped
here
in
I
her
am.
spot real quick. Hey, thank you for remaining with us.
Yes, on this terrific Tuesday, the Queen Silvy Show, having a great conversation. I hope that you are inspired and motivated to pass this information along and do something yourself for our youth. Our youth is our future. Things is changing right now. If more than ever, our children need the support and need that boost onto the right path right now. Even when they're in the womb, you can do it. Read the Bible to your child too. Even when they're in the womb, I tell you, they need that. Oh, you agree with me, Sandra?
Yes, I do. I do.
Because listen, language and literacy is important in preparing our child to succeed. And learning and reading, learning to read and write starts long before first grade. Sandra, tell me what some things that. I'm sorry, you wanted me.
Yeah, I had one quick
See how he do.
viewer question because she was kind of on the topic.
Okay, go right ahead.
Is Head Start coming back this school year? And here's a reason that I asked too, and probably because of the social impact it had on children's lives. Were you able to provide during the pandemic? I guess I want to add on to that.
Well, who was it that said
Michelle.
that? Michelle.
Is Head Start coming back? And I guess how badly was you impacted, or the program impacted by the pandemic?
So Head Start did not go away. What they did do, I'm going to assume that she's asking, are they going to go back into in-person services? And most of the programs have gone back to in-person already. And we have been told by the Office of Head Start that the expectation is that all programs move back to in-person services in the fall. So it has not gone anywhere. And it impacted our in-person services, the COVID did, in terms of people, not being able to come out. A lot of employment opportunities, were expired. Of course, people lost jobs and things like that. So, but I have to tell you that Head Start offers home-based as well as center-based option. So the center-based, it would be the in-person, bringing the child to the center. But there's also home-based where a facilitator can come to you. So the impact was not great because our home-based portion of our program went full throttle. We end up getting more parents interested in the virtual. We did it virtually, of course, but it went full throttle. We got more parents who were interested in continuing that education service for their child and being able to do it virtually. So there was a shift in that in terms of the services. And then for most of the programs that I know, especially here in Ohio, we were able to, most of us provided that family support service. That shifted. So we started providing supplies and materials and diapers and milk and whatever we could get for families. Start doing it door to door. We would take it and drop it off at doors. So I think that there was no great impact. It was a positive impact in terms of allowing us to be able to change with the time. I mean, and that's the reason why Head Start has been around almost 60 years now, because Head Start changes with time. It does not stand still. It's not stagnant. I mean, our services, we learn how to be proactive and move when change comes. Head Start changes with it. So I don't think it was a great impact. I think it was it allowed us to be more brilliant than as we are, grow and expand in ways that we wasn't even thought of, really.
Well, hats off to
Absolutely.
Head Start. in the program. But not only that, because Head Start, the program, is not only shaping and molding our future, they're uplifting and opening paths for you guys. You guys are the leaders and the mentors in the forefront of this fight.
Yes.
You know, and it is a
Yes.
fight because we have challenges. You can do the best you can at Head Start for that child, but if that child goes home into an environment that's totally different and no effort is being done.
But you know what? I just wanted to compliment them also because it's obvious when you have good teamwork within the program, everybody's on the same level when you're talking about your vision and your mission, and those are just something that's a living document that you're able to sit there just as you all did. Now I don't have people in front of me. Now I'm going to have to deal with this virtually, and you adapted, still staying on mission and on vision. Applause to you.
Yes.
Give me the applause then, because I told you I charged that buttons up. Hey, it's working today. Yes, they are. So listen, Sandra, before I allow Smooth to get his question in, which was great. Thank you, Mr. Michelle, for sending in that question as well. You know, some people, just like some people believe in a mask, don't believe in a mask. Some people believe in sending their child that early to education, some don't. Some can, some can't. Those that are getting through this system are the fortunate ones, but even with summertime right now, what are some ways of keeping the children motivated to learn?
So right now, actually, due to COVID and, with the children doing virtual, they Head Start actually gave some expansion funds to their programs to offer summer services for Head Start children. Early Head Start in most communities is a year-round program anyway.
Wow.
But the Head Start is usually Head Start, the 3 to 5 year olds. That's usually follows the school system schedule. But this year they're offering some extended time for summer education for the Head Start children 3 to 5.
That's
so
great.
I think I want to admonish parents to look into that. I'm also aware that the school systems in Toledo, I can't speak for the rest of Ohio, but in Toledo, they are also offering some summer classes for children, just trying to play some catch up with some of the things that children may have lost along the way. So I strongly encourage parents, if parents found their children struggling with the virtual classes when they were virtual, please ask and inquire about getting your babies in summer programs, summer education programs. I know that the city of Toledo has so many activities for children, the wide range of ages from 3 all the way up until about 16. And then there's also summer jobs out there that they have poured money into. Our government has done an amazing job of recognizing that our children have struggled through that year of COVID, and they have poured money into different ways to where we can make sure that we can try to help our children, because I'm sure that a lot of our children struggled emotionally and mentally over this COVID system. So I recognize that our country, and I want to say country, but I want to say for sure, I know in Toledo, there is money being poured into what we can do for these babies to ensure that our children can kind of regroup and reset, right? To help them reset and be prepared for September. I want to admonish parents to please look into what's happening in your community. What are my community is offering for my children for this summer to help them get that reset, because our babies need a reset. They need to get back to what is a sense of normal, and it's maybe a new norm, but they need to get that back.
Absolutely.
And so I want to strongly encourage you, please look into your school system, look into the libraries. The libraries have things going on, and the YMCA has summer things going on for the children. That might be a little bit charged, but it might be some free stuff and there's some vouchers and things that's out there for children that might be financially challenged and meeting some of these things. But find out what's happening in your community. I know Toledo has a lot to offer for our young people right now, and I want to admonish parents into please looking into it, because our children need that energy. They need that shift from what they experienced last year.
Let me ask a quick question, Sandra. Are you in a partnership with these type of associations where you could possibly be a one-stop type of shop for some parents looking?
Most definitely.
For other problems?
Definitely. We are connected, definitely connected and partner with most of the agencies that I've listed in our community. We are partnering with those agencies. So we do connect our families with those resources immediately. as we see the need. Yes.
That is great. Man, you guys do a lot of things in the community with the professionals as well as the children. Look, who are you pushing away? Don't be trying to push
I'm
nobody away.
trying to ask them to stop talking.
You trying to ask children to behave?
That's
Okay.
all right. That's all right. But you know, they find that children in early education programs, and that can be Head Start, they can be Home Start, you know, preschool, wherever you're putting to benefit your child to learn, they're most likely to, less likely to repeat a grade. Or they're less likely to be identified as having special needs, or
Yes.
and it prepares them academically. But let's conclude. Share with me the impact early childhood education has on our children.
So there is so much research, and even under the Head Start, they have oodles of numbers of success stories of families that have gone through Head Start, the benefit that and how it impacts the home environment. Just taking your baby and you being a part of it, you learn skills that you're not aware of. You learn what's appropriate behavior, because some of the things we think are behaviors, those might be appropriate behaviors for your children. And when we as parents learn what is a normal behavior for a 3-year-old or 5-year-old, it is normal. It is normal for a 3-year-old to throw a tantrum. It is normal for a 3-year-old to not be able to accept the answer no. So learning, us as parents learning what's normal behavior for my child for his or her age will help us as parents be more accepted of where our child is in their developmental stages, and also help us be able to support them to continue to grow. The impacts it has had on children who have developmental issues. Our program designed lesson plans that tailors to that child's need to improve that identified challenge that child is having, so that child, when that child leaves our program, he or she is better able to adapt in the next environment and able to thrive going forward. I've seen this program change families' lives. I've seen it change parents' economic status. Parents find their voices in our advocacy and leadership portion of the program. Head Start and Early Head Start program has so much to offer, and it makes such a difference for those who are interested and ready for change.
That is so incredible.
Quickly, I had a question too.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you have a degree and you're able to identify developmental disabilities. Is the entire staff, or how is that done?
So we have actually, and I didn't mention that we have a mental health. We partner with mental health consultants. So we have mental health consultants who are trained to observe the children, to be able to identify if there's some needs. Our teaching staff use the ages and stages tools. So we use screening tools to identify developmental needs and developmental concerns. And of course, that ongoing, if that baby is in regular attendance, we can monitor. We're watching and planning our lesson plans and things around the needs of the children. And if we're finding that those childs have some needs beyond what our classroom or our curriculum is supporting, then that's when we reach out to mom and reach out to the additional supports outside of that. So we do have trained staff. All of our staff, our teachers are have a bachelor's or better degree to work with those babies and with the preschool children. And then there's ongoing training. That's the thing about Head Start. You don't stop training just when you get hired. Our training is ongoing, required all the time. So staff is fully aware. Those that are working closely with the children are fully aware of how to identify the needs based on the children. And all of our lesson plans are based around individual needs of each child.
Quick question: when you're identifying these specific needs, and a child may be moving into a public school, going into junior high school and or high school, do you teach these parents about how to possibly develop an IEP? And does your support with this child end after they hit public schools?
So we work closely with the parents on if a child come to us already with an IFSP or IEP, we take our lesson plan and develop our lesson plan for that child based on what those identified needs were in that IEP. If we see a child who has needs, we work closely with mom and kind of walk hand in hand with her through that process of getting an IEP developed or an IFSP developed for that child. So an IFSP is an individualized family service plan. So that's what's given to the baby 0 to 3. So if we identify some type of developmental concern with the baby 0 to 3, then we try to get them enrolled into the early intervention program, who develops that IFSP. And then we, in terms in our classroom, work closely with that early intervention team to address that child from that education perspective, to support whatever plan is in place for that family and that child.
That's
Wow.
wonderful.
That is outstanding. You dang bet you hit that button, baby. That's amazing. I mean, you know, Sandra, you obviously have a natural gift and a passion for encouraging and guiding our young children to reach their potential. You're representing Ohio Head Start. Give it up again, because I'm telling you, she is representing Ohio Head Start and know her stuff. Very inspirational, motivating, and not only that, you know, and stand by. We've all been through the system, so you know it starts somewhere, and you've taken it to a whole nother level, making a big impact on our future. And I thank you so much for taking the time and being on the show. I actually look forward to more great stories to come out of the whole journey with Ohio Head Start program, because you know there's a lot of children right now that are grown adults that can also say, like we have, that they've been through this program, and this program has helped. This program has made a difference. It is a start, and also to start with the parents or the grandparents or whoever is in the presence of our youth, of our babies who are moldable, can all make a difference.
Teamwork.
Absolutely, teamwork. And I'm going to tell you, it is so very possible. And the example that I always give, because I know it firsthand, is a 3-year-old. If that 3-year-old can hear repetitively on mama, daddy's radio, this rap song that you know it's no good, and that kid can recite that rap song now when he hear that song, listen, you can teach that kid the ABCs. Or whenever you're driving all the time and that kid knows, McDonald's. Listen, you can repetitively show some pictures and teach that child other things in the world. And it starts anywhere, as long as you put in that effort.
And, you know, I have to agree with you 100%. And I think but it takes an action plan. You got to have a plan, and you got to have partnership. And again, if both parents are working, if it's a single parent home, you're going to have to develop a team around you that's going to help develop that child. And you know, you may be in the financial position that you could put them into a school like a Montessori or something like that for early development. You may not be able to financially afford that. You have an avenue right here.
Absolutely, you do. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't, go and log on, find out about Sandra, tell everybody how, first of all, you can be followed on social media, as well as where they can go for more information, enrollment questions for, let's start with Ohio Head Start program.
So the Ohio Head Start Association, you can look up Ohio Head Start Association on the website, and it'll they have maps that allow you to tag into whatever city or the city you're in. And then if you're looking, and if it's on a national level, there's National Head Start Association, and that one gives you that globe of wherever you want to be, wherever you are in the country, that you can identify your location on that. Also, we have locally, we have Lucas County Facebook page. So it's Lucas County Early Head Start on Facebook if you wanted to look up our program and see what's happening at the Early Head Start program there. And we can also connect you to Head Start, as Head Start is our grantee. So Head Start is the spot where we transition our children into the Head Start program. So making that connection with us will always lead you to other land in other areas.
That is great, because I know that you guys don't just stop there. You have resources and avenues for parents and families that's having issues that's causing stress within their home. You guys are always there to back up and support all of that. So I commend and say hats off to you all for that. Is there anything you want to add before you go?
I just want to commend you guys. You guys are phenomenal, doing a phenomenal work. So you're doing a
Thank you.
Thank you very
awesome
much.
job. I have enjoyed my time with you all, and just want to strongly encourage parents, look into your community and see what's happening, what that can benefit you as your family as well as your child and his or her growth for success. Because I don't know one parent who don't want their child to be successful. So, but it takes work, as Tim has stated, and that work means us putting in the leg work and getting out there, putting our foot to the ground and seeing what's available for us.
That's right.
There's so much available. There's so many opportunities available for children of all ages, and I strongly want to encourage parents to please get out there in your community, find out what's out there, and get a vision for your baby, and find out what his or her vision is, and follow his vision. Find what you can get to support that vision.
Absolutely. Where's that? See, I told you. Woo, you helped me work that charged up audience today, and it was well worth it, well deserved, and I commend you and everyone who is a part of the Head Start Association making a difference and help pushing to make a difference for our children and our families and our communities. Sandra A. Johnson, I thank you for taking the time being on the show. We will most definitely be back in touch with you so we can continue and spread education, knowledge, and inspiration worldwide.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you both. You guys are an awesome team.
Thank you very much. Go out and enjoy your terrific Tuesday, but we'll be in touch with you.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You're welcome. Sandra Johnson, everyone. Yes. Yes. I hope that you are inspired to make a difference for our youth. They are our future. This is not like the movie Terminator where, somebody's just going to come at one kid. No, the world is infected and impacted on everything that goes on in our world. And when we're not here, it's up to our youth to keep things going and to build and to create and soar like I know that they all can do. Don't stop a child from gaining education.
You heard? No, that's a lot. That's a great opportunity.
It's okay for the child to be better than you.
For those parents that are struggling, take advantage of everything.
There's programs and ways out here to help that child. If you slip through the system, this okay. It's still help for you out there. But for our youth and our children, we must make a difference. There's things we can do that does not cost a penny, and it can go a long way. So remember that. Yes, Sandra A. Johnson, check her out. She is a board member of the Ohio Head Start program, doing a lot of things, cares, and very passionate. Follow her as well. Listen, we have Silvy A. I have my contestant online waiting to take on our week 1 and week 2. Both weeks contestants ended with 5 words in 90 seconds. And, well, we have a male here that's going to take these women on. Caller, are you on the line?
Yes. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you great. State your name for me and where you're calling from.
My name is LaRon Hartsfield. I'm calling from North Richland Hill, Texas.
And I heard a blinker of a car, too.
You said you heard a what?
I heard blinkers.
I heard that a lot.
I got those good ears. You like, my name is LaRon Hartsfield. Click, 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 click. I'm like, wait a minute. Either
he's a tap dancer or that's a turn signal, one of the two.
I don't know. That's a new beat. I've never heard that click, click beat before, but I can work with it.
Down here.
That's all right. Hey, how hot is it right now in Texas?
It's hot as hell outside. I feel like we got the oven on.
Really?
Isn't it like 98 or 100 I saw on TV? Is that right?
Like 97, but it feels like it's 100.
So you guys been lately banging the 100 degrees lately?
Yeah, it's cool though. It ain't that bad as long as you got AC.
Yeah, as long as you got AC, or I'm just staying in the house, right? I'm not even going out in it. I can recall those Texas days, but I thank you for calling in, being the contestant for this week's week 3 of Silvy A. The game is simple. First of all, it's called Silvy A. because I said so, but it's simple. 90 seconds. Smooth Tim will describe as many words without saying the actual word. He will describe them, and you will guess what it is that he's describing. All the words today are associated with school, because today we've had is it school?
Yes.
Because today we've had educator on, so we're going to keep in mind that all the answers are related to school. One moment. Stop. Watch.
Okay,
I just had to tell my phone to get the stopwatch on.
Can you hear me good?
I like.
Laron,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, you're gonna have speak up clearly. If you don't get it after a minute or so, I'm not a minute or so, a few
minute
seconds.
or so.
Nah, you don't even have that long. Just say pass so that you can continue. The goal is to beat 5 words. And Tim, are you ready?
I am ready.
And begin.
This is a type of test. They pop.
SAT. Quiz.
Correct. This is how you get from the second floor to the first floor.
Elevator.
Nope.
Stairs.
Yes. This is where they hold the assemblies, and maybe the principal talks to you.
Gym.
Uh,
Gymnasium. Auditorium.
yes. This is how you measure distance. You use it.
Measuring tape.
12
ruler.
inch. Yes. This is the person in the front of the class educating you.
The teacher.
This is what they give you to take home.
Homework.
Yeah, this is what you use to stick stuff together. Elmer's.
Glue.
Prom. Homecoming.
Graduation.
Junior, senior.
Sophomore. Freshman.
No. Prom.
Prom. Dance.
There.
Time's up.
That's
Time's
it.
up. Time.
Okay.
Did he get that last one?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Where's the audience on
got
that
it.
one? Woo! You did 8 words. That's fantastic. So you went to school, I take it. You really remembered some things in school.
Yeah, he got. So the
Yeah.
previous record was 5.
Yes, you are now in the lead, the champion for the month of June. Next week we have a contestant that's going to come on and try and beat your number 8 words
He
in
almost
90
doubled.
seconds.
He almost doubled it. So that was really
Woo.
good. Congratulations.
These women gonna send you a text like why yada.
Fast talking man. That's
Yada. This little whippersnapper knows school. But hey, LaRon Hartfield, week 3 champion with 8 words. I thank you for taking the time and being on the Queen Silvy Show. Sylvia, man, we're going to be in touch with you because, yeah, they're out to get that cash and prizes. 8 words.
I dig it.
8
I'm trying
words.
to get it myself.
That's right. You're in it to win it, obviously. 8 words. I thank you for taking the time playing Sylvia Mid. Hey, we're going to definitely be in touch with you. Next week's champion is going to definitely have it on the mind to top that.
You got their work cut out for him. Thanks.
Oh, definitely. All right, y'all. Have a good one, y'all.
Thank
You too.
you. Have a good day.
Peace.
All right. Now I like it because the bar is even raised up more. We have five words
Well,
and
now.
5 words. Now we are going to 8. LaRon Hartfield out of Richland, Texas. 8
I think,
words
I
this
got him
week.
stuck on the prom, homecoming, all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it's been a fantastic, terrific Tuesday. Fantastic,
It's a
terrific.
fantastic day every
Look at
day of the week spending it with you, Queen. Scoring points.
I appreciate you all turning into the Queen Silvy Show. Listen, it has been absolutely great, informational, inspiring, and all. I have not forgot those shout outs. By all means, I'm going to give some shout outs. Nicola Jones, Beth Lambert, Bethany Jones, David Garrett Thomas, Anna Marie Thomas. Our prayers are going out for you. I know that you had a little spell the other day, so our hearts and prayers go out to you. Kay Cross, our shout out to you. Queen D. Brown, Melody Gordot, shout out to you. Alan Sutton, Queen Shanette, shout out to you. Renita Easley, Willie George, Elisa Elam out of Texas, shout out to you. Virginia C. Rucker, North Carolina, shout out to you. Miguel Monteban, that is a great guitarist out of Spain. Shout out to you, my friend. Gold Rosa, Pamela Anderson, Shanika, Sonia, Kaki, all queens indeed. Shout out to you all. Shout out to Kelly. Shout out to Patricia. Brian Pearson, shout out to you as well. Mandy Story, Jean Hopkins, Susan Gonzalez Milliron out of right here on the Glass City, shout out to you. Hero Boy and Websterito Hostile Flow, great rappers doing it big over in Africa. Shout out to you as well. Jay and Liam Smith, Angela Baker, all phenomenal people doing great things over in United Kingdom. Shout out to you. Listen, I want you to know that sending in shout outs, being thought of for shout outs, It's love, and I love and appreciate you all for taking the time, for sending in shout outs, for spreading the word for the Queen Silvy Show, for watching the Queen Silvy Show, and as well our questions that are sent in. We thank you all very much. The Queen Silvy Show always strives to bring the best of live entertainment, talents, and topics from around the world to you, and we are going to continue and expand and get bigger, bringing it all just for you. Smooth, I want you to know that you and you and you, all three cameras, can follow Queen Silvy on Facebook, Instagram.
Follow all the cameras, please.
Well, there's three. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Kroger's. I'm almost there at the library
You are
bulletin
really
board.
making it in this world.
I'm trying.
Amazing.
I'm trying.
That's another amazing.
I
It's
know.
amazing how amazing you can be.
I know, right? But Amazing Smooth, how can you be followed?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tim McGiffin. Go ahead and follow me. The easiest, again, as the Queen had mentioned. Get down to our Friends Club at www.thequeensilvyshow.com. Get the insight of what's coming up and what's going on, and possibly get yourself registered for some free gifts.
That's right. Sylvia Mid is still going on all summer long, so you have time to get your name
And
in the bucket.
somebody wants to try to beat, how many do you get?
8.
8.
Someone wants it? Come and get it. 8
get
words, 90 seconds.
Threw down the gauntlet on that one.
That's right. Tune in next week. We have another fantastic show lined up just for
We
you.
always have a fantastic show.
I
Queen.
know. And it's all because of you.
It's all because of you.
So until next week.
Now we're going to have an argument, so we may as well get going.
Yeah,
It's all because of you. though.
I know.
I know.
Thanks.
So until next week, same Queen time, same Queen station.
That's right.
We'll holla.
Holla. The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless. Coming soon and backed by popular demand. It's the word guessing game Sylvia Mid, and you can play for your chance at fun, cash, and prizes. Simply send us your name, contact information, and you are in there, baby, every Tuesday starting up in June. Spread the word. The Queen Silvy Show, bringing the best in live entertainment, talents, and topics from around the world just for